So it's really not like horror genre TV shows of the past. These are more like, this is more like drama more than horror.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it has to be to sustain.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you have longevity in anything unless you're engaged with the characters in the show. And I think that's always the thing that struck me when I read the new scripts, is that I can't wait to find out what's happened to Daryl and with Carol, with all of these beloved. You know, we've spent a lot of time in all of your lives. Mm-hmm. You know, and so it was never sold to me as a horror. Mm. It just wasn't. It was a character-driven show. Mm-hmm. It was Lord of the Flies. Mm-hmm. That's what it was sold to me as. Right. And I said, this sounds amazing. I mean, the fact that we have zombies is just
it's a little bonus.
It's a bonus. It's a cheeky little bonus. I'll take that any day of the week. I mean, and we're also blessed with Greg Nicotero and his extraordinary wizardry of his team. You know, they're and I think the fact that it's makeup, it's tangible. You know, is one of the great strengths. It's one of our really secret weapons. You know, so it's not CGI'd.
Right. It seems like there's a lot of physical activity and physicality required for the filming. And how do you guys, how exhausting does it get? And how do you guys?
Really harsh. I'm not lying to you. The reason why I'm not working at the moment is because I'm hurting still.
I'm injured all the time. Like, all the time. I have black eye. Our makeup lady at least 3 times has covered up a real black eye for me, you know, on the show. But I've had stitches, we've been to the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean,
You've been to the hospital.
Oh yeah, more than once. And it's it's a very physical show. But I think that sort of physicality and that amount of heat there and the bugs and everything else, it's a character on the show. I mean, it's not a.
What about that last run that we had to do all the way in that sequence in the? I'm not allowed to say it. A bit, and the fact that we just were beaten. We'd just been doing this physical.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucked. That's when I felt like I was 85 years old.
Yeah. I mean, all of us were just broken, and we had to do this sequence, and because there were 8 cameras shooting it, we were just catching our breath, and the light was going.
I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah,
like, for real.
It's true. It's true. Norman Reedus is the reason why one of the moments I fell in love with Norman Reedus was when he reminded me of an English actor. We'd been doing this sequence in season 2 where we all had to run through the graveyard, you know, looking for Sophia, and it was this amazing thing, and everybody's gunning it, and Norman's at the back with his pants falling down because they never stayed up, and he had 18 knives and a bow, and he's just like, do we have to run this time?
Well, I had a belt buckle that wouldn't actually work, and then my knife is like this big, and it weighs like 40 pounds already. Then I have a crossbow that when it's on my back and I'm running like this, it bangs against my spine. And I was just like, this is killing me. And then I had like a bag and some other things, but I'd take a couple of steps and my pants would just fall every time. It's the fact that the knife would pull it, unlatch it, you know, because it's so heavy.
Right.
I have a really heavy knife.
So, apart from recovering from your injuries, how do you keep in shape to keep up with the show?
Well, I have a friend of mine, Mark. Last year he came and sort of trained with me for a little bit just to get up to speed. You know, I just kind of decided that I knew that they'd been at the prison for a while, so I thought this is the first time that I'm not going to lose weight. I'm going to kind of stay a little bit stronger, maybe get a bit physically stronger. Mm-hmm. So I did a little bit of work, and I'll probably, I don't know if I'm still alive at the end of this season, so I'm not sure what will happen next.
Right.
I swim. I have a pool out there. I swim, but the heat.
And once you're on the show, it just keeps you don't need to work.
You don't really need to work out so much. It's so warm there that it's a great weight loss program. Like right off the bat. Really probably like this.
This is actually cool weather for Singapore right now.
Yeah, it was the first day when we arrived. It was pretty.
But when they show you your little action figures, and he's like. You're like, oh God, I gotta work out to match this little toy right now.
Yeah. The first thing my mum and dad said when they saw the action figure, they just said, "That is not your body." Shamed by my family.
Well, Norman, you've worked as an actor for a long time now, and
Are you calling me old? Is that
no.
That's a polite way to say
experienced. So, did you expect the kind of, actually this goes for both of you, did you expect the kind of recognition and popularity that this show brought about?
I've never really done television before.
Yeah.
I mean, not like this. And TV's a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
I mean,
true.
you can do a movie and get a ton of hype, and then it just sort of goes away, and they're on to the next movie. A television show, like a repeat in your living room for 4 seasons, is a lot of people have seen that happen.
It's true. It's
thing.
accumulative. It feels like that they're, and I've noticed it as well, season by season. It feels like there's this thing that builds, and I think social media and the fact that that's how people are watching it. They want to talk about it online while they're watching it as well, adds to that, I think. So I don't think there's anything that's come close to this kind of reaction certainly in my career.
Yeah, me as well.
And how do you feel about, do you read all these reader
I read a lot of it. I read a lot of it, and a lot of people read them and send them to me. But I love it. I really like the relationship that I have and we have and the show has with the public. I really, really like it. I like hearing their ideas, and I like seeing their drawings of things, and I like sometimes they'll write stories about the characters that have nothing to do with the show. I find it fascinating, and I think when somebody sits down and paints a portrait of a character on television, it's such a compliment.
It is huge.
So
there was a great exhibition, wasn't there, in LA recently of fan art that was mind-blowing. Beautiful artwork from the show, and I think anything that's going to the people want to spend their time creating something of their own imagination based on this show, I think it's a
huge compliment.
It's one of the great compliments.
And what kind of fan experiences have you had? I mean, I've heard about breast implant thing and then other gifts that you've received, and what do you feel about that? And how has it been in Singapore actually so far?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, we haven't really been put in a position to receive gifts yet. I mean, we've gotten some, but
are you asking for some?
give us presents.
Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just saying.
It's an appeal. Can we have?
I mean, a lot of times,
durian, please. Is what I'll be asking for.
I mean, they talk about the breast implant because it's sort of a sensational thing, but there's also like tons of drawings and paintings and stories and personally made items that I think are super sweet, and I love getting stuff like that. But also there's just people that are generally just super excited about the show and want to talk about it. I love that as well. So it's been very nice here.
You guys are very polite and very sweet-natured, and that's just like the icing on the cake of a job that I already love.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's a TV show, man. We're just telling stories. We're storytellers. But this seems to have caught people's imaginations across the world, and that's beautiful. What a beautiful gift, man.
So do you read your fan comments, or do you read fan critiques?
I read all of my
I've heard that you don't watch yourself.
I don't watch myself. I read all and sign all fan mail. Because I don't have a Tweety account or whatever they are. I don't do any of that because I can't even open my email. So,
which is a true story.
Which is really true. I will read all fan mail and sign all fan mail, and I get some amazing pictures, stories. The thing that touches me a lot is the fact that it seems like families are watching it, and fathers and sons. I think that they relate to Rick and Carl, and that relationship. I get a lot of fathers talking about their teenage sons and being able to sit down with them once a week and share in one thing, because so much of their lives are separate now, teenagers and all of that, and I find that very touching. And I get a lot of what are they, scouts, scout leaders, Eagle Scouts.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have to sign things, and it's really cool, man.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I get Duck Dynasty, you get Scouts.
I love it. We're covering all bases here.
Wow, sounds like it. But tell us why you don't like watching yourself on TV. Or a
Do you
show
like
itself?
do you like watching? Do you like pictures of yourself?
No.
That's why I don't like doing it.
Right.
I love pictures of myself. I can't stop watching myself. It's ridiculous.
I actually, you know, John Bernthal was very, very funny one time, and he said, I can't believe it, you do it. He said, it pisses me off that you don't watch the show. And he said, not because I don't, I respect the fact you don't want to watch it because you don't want to interfere with your process. It's not that. He said, I just want you to watch how good I am. And he was going to cut together a complete Walking Dead season 1 and 2 of just his scenes. Which I just thought was genius.
Talking about projects, a bit about like how you like this character-driven shows. What kind of projects in general are you interested in? Do you have a preference for TV or movies?
Wow. I mean, my favorite movie is Midnight Cowboy. That's my favorite movie. But I watch a lot of TV. There's so many good shows right now. I like some of the silly shows that are skits like Portlandia or Eastbound and Down. But then I like a lot of the serious shows like Breaking Bad and Mad Men. And I was actually watching AMC shows before I was on AMC. You know?
That was why I got so excited about it. I was watching Breaking Bad and my wife as well. You know, Mad Men, beautiful shows. Very
so many
different
good shows on TV.
Yeah.
Just as a wrap up, can you give us a bit of a tease about what fans can expect from the rest of this season?
This will be our best half of a season coming up yet.
Yeah, I think it's the strongest we've done. I think there are 3 episodes that are some of the best we've ever done.
Right.
I think that, and also I think a lot of the actors a lot of the characters maybe that you don't know as much about, they all get to give their, you know, they get time and space to give great performances, and they all bring it.
And obviously you two are still going to be there at the end of the season, right?
I mean, maybe they sent us here because it's our it's our last hurrah.
Why do you think I had a shave? You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you very much.
He looked directly at my hair and he goes, I saw what you just did right there. Believe me, my publicist wants me to cut my hair so bad. You know what I mean?